Hello guys, Mr. Fluffy Pants here, and today guys got another movie review, and today guys I'm reviewing Zack Snyder's Justice League, or Justice League the Snyder Cut, which was just released on HBO Max when I'm recording this, and I already watched it twice all the way through on, because it released on a Thursday, and it's still Thursday, so I watched it twice in one day, which is no small task either, because, this movie is a 4-hour cut of Justice League, which was released back in 2017, almost 4 years ago. That is so hard to believe, but people have been campaigning for this movie for years now, and, now it's finally here with the Snyder Cut, but this review will contain spoilers, so, just go watch on HBO Max or whatnot, but, so far it does seem to be very popular. There's reports of, HBO crashing because of it, which is interesting, but, I guess, for some little background, for me, when the Justice League 2017, or, a lot of people are now calling it, Jostin, League, because of Joss Whedon, which, kind of, at this point, I would just say butchered the movie, but, he was brought in to kind of, cut down the movie or whatnot, because, the studio wasn't really happy with the direction Zack Snyder was going, and, he cut it down a lot, did some reshoots, with the bad CGI mustache and whatnot. And, when I walked out of the theater from seeing that, I was like, you know what, that was all, that was pretty decent. I enjoyed it, but, the more I just kind of sat on it, I'm like, it's really, turned sour and for me, and I'm like, yeah, I have not even thought about rewatching that version since it came out in theaters, because I was just like, no. But whenever I watch this movie, let me tell you, this movie is so good. Listen, I'm not, the biggest Zack Snyder fan, honestly, because, Batman versus Superman, I haven't rewatched it since theaters, back in, 2016, I will give the, Ultimate Edition a chance one day, but, Man of Steel, I remember being, really good. I just haven't seen that in the last 8 years, so... And actually, speaking of that, I might go watch Man of Steel, pretty soon, because, I kind of have some nostalgia for that movie now, but, and I enjoyed that movie pretty good, but... I don't know, like I said, Justice League, or, the original one, and, Batman vs. Superman just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth, but I was really excited for this, seeing the trailers and the reshoots and all that, and let me just say, this cut lives up to the hype. 4 hours long, it's divided into chapters and whatnot. It doesn't even feel like a 4-hour movie. It feels like maybe a 2.5 hour, 3-hour movie, but, it's so good. I guess, the basic structure of the story and all that is still the same. You got Steppenwolf coming to Earth with his parademons to try to gather these mother boxes so he can kind of transform the Earth, or terraform it into just pretty much so he can conquer it. But one thing I was really surprised for this movie was that they were able to make Cyborg and the Flash my favorite characters of the movie, especially Cyborg. He's the heart and soul of this movie, as a lot of people have been saying. I do agree with that because, first of all, his whole backstory, with his parents, his dad, his mom get killed by the car crash, his dad not being, the best dad or whatnot, but, that's just really, brings it home, and, the kind of character development he has throughout the story is just, absolutely amazing, and it's just so good, especially with his dad, tape recorder, and then that sacrifice his dad does later in the movie, that just hits so hard. And I really like how his character ends in the epilogue where, he's at his, now his dad, his mom, and his grave now. And, he's been wearing a jacket throughout the movie because, he's kind of self-conscious about it. But, then when he's just fuck it. And he just takes off the jacket and, he's more comfortable with himself now, especially, whenever he's trying to separate the Unity or the mother boxes, they're trying to trick him come on, if you join, us, because it's masquerading as his parents, you join us, we can make you whole again. He's like, well, first of all, I was never broke, and I'm not, I'm happy with myself, which, is a very good message. He's definitely got one of the best character arcs in a superhero movie I've seen in a pretty good long time, for, one movie where you're literally introduced to him and the arc's completed. But then again, I guess that's kind of helped because the movie's literally 4 hours long, but... I'm just gonna go by character, I guess, at this point. The Flash, I liked him in the original version. He's a little annoying, but in here, I really like, that one scene where he saves the girl from the car crash. That was absolutely amazing, and the way that they show his abilities in, the Snyder Cut is just, leaps and like bounds beyond, you know, what it was in the Justice League cut. I love calling it that, but you know, the Speed Force, you know, him able to turn back time and all that, it's just, you know, really cool to see, like, in action. Like, I really like whenever, you know, he's running around. I didn't even know he had healing abilities, though, honestly. Like, I don't know how that works. Maybe he's always had that kind of abilities, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, like, the way his abilities, especially whenever, after the, you know, synchronization of the Unity happens, and then he literally turns back the apocalypse and stuff. That was just a really beautiful scene right there, like, you know, visually wise, and also, you know, Wonder Woman in this movie. So here's the thing, though. This movie is technically considered not canon, which, you know, I can kind of see, but, you know, this is obviously the superior movie, but, I can see why, with, like, things like, you know, the Atlanteans, you know, kind of whole, story, you know, Aquaman's kind of story, because, I mean, people said it kind of leads directly into the Aquaman movie, but, like, I don't know, there's just so many, like, technical differences, and just, like, you know, like, movie differences, like, the talk, you know, that kind of air bubbles, all the Atlanteans can breathe air now, so, you know, I can kind of see stuff like that, and, you know, like, the Amazons, and, you know, stuff like, you know, Wonder Woman can't fly, even though, you know, she learned how to fly, like, 3-4 decades earlier or something like that. But I mean, that's just, you know, some technical stuff. But let's see, Wonder Woman, you know, I liked her character. You know, I feel like she's pretty consistent with her other two movies, especially that first movie, since, you know, Zack Snyder had a heavy influence on that first. I think he was a producer or something. But and then you got, like, a Batman, which I think is really well done in here. I still think his suit during the third act looks a little goofy, but at least the color correction here does not make it blue like the Justice League cut did, because yeah, that looked goofy, especially whenever he was, like, with the reshoots, you know, whenever they first bring Superman back and he's kind of fighting them, with the reshoots of Ben Affleck, and that's, he looks goofy as fuck. But I was just talking about this movie being rated R. You know, there's a little bit of blood and gore, you know, F-bombs here and there, but overall, I think it was, you know, it's not like one of those movies that's trying to go for the R rating. It's just kind of, you know, happens, I guess, throughout the editing process. Also, I really love Alfred's character. He is awesome. He gets, you know, a lot of moments to shine in here, like, you know, whenever Cyborg's controlling the Nightcrawler, and then he's like, I got it from here, Alfred, and Alfred. I know this was in the Justice League cut, but I don't know, I just really enjoyed it here. But and Alfred's like, do I know you? But also, I guess I should talk about Steppenwolf. Like, he pretty much got a completely overhaul. Like, I think the voice actor even changed. The CGI is 1,000 times better. I love, like, his armor, like, how, you know, it, like, pulsates and all that, and, like, it changes and stuff. It's just so cool. You know, he's honestly kind of intimidating in this movie, I must say, but, I don't know, whenever the light show of his ex kind of starts, it's just a little, you know, but, you know, and then you also got Desaad, which is kind of cool. Darkseid is very intimidating. First of all, that one flashback scene to where the Atlanteans, the man and the Amazons are all fighting Darkseid when he tries to invade the Earth in the first time, is just, like, oh my god, so epic. Like, I love that so much. Especially, like, whenever, because even, you know, you have, like, Ares and Zeus and just all them fighting. It's just so cool. The Green Lanterns and all that, just very cool. And you know how Darkseid almost gets taken out by Ares. That's just easily. Honestly, that's probably my favorite sequence in the movie. Like, that's just so cool. And you know, the whole third act, you know, with the color correction Joss Whedon doing that, just absolutely butchered that, but it's a whole lot better here, especially when, you know, the whole plot about resurrecting Superman and all that, you know, it's definitely explained better in here, I must say, because you know, and I love how Flash is like, has like the scientific like grasp on his powers, where he's like, oh yeah, well, I can just use this charge, you know, to help jumpstart the mother box, you know, bring Superman back and all that, which, you know, he comes back in that black suit, which is immaculate, I must say. But you know, and it, whenever he shows up, he just starts beating Steppenwolf at the in the third credit scene, or the in the third act, he just starts hammering him. And I love how whenever he's beating him, it sends out like shockwaves, which is kind of reminiscent to the beginning of the movie. Superman screams that kind of send a shockwave around the world. Just, kind of cool. And then Superman just battering him and laser eyeing him, cutting off his horns with his laser eyes and stuff. And, Superman's definitely, like, he's back. He has his memories, but I don't think he's completely, like, back to normal like he was before death. But, and then Superman kind of sends, Stephen went through the portal, but Wonder Woman cuts off his head or whatnot. And, he lands at Darkseid, and Darkseid just stomps on his head. But, like I said, Darkseid's very intimidating. I didn't really know how I was going to feel about him, but I must say I do like, in that whole world with, Granny Goodness, I think her name is, which is just hilarious. But Darkseid and Desaad is just so interesting. I do want to see a little bit more of that, but I'm skipping over quite a lot because it's a 4-hour movie, but I'm just kind of going over stuff that's on the top of my head, and then also the whole thing about Martian Manhunter. I know that he was that character was in Man of Steel, but did he ever show up in the DCU before? I don't think so, but that was interesting, especially when it was Lois. But I did like how he showed up at the end. He's like, I've gone by many names. You can just call me Martian Manhunter, but I'm decided to help you, even though I've been around for like thousands of years. I guess I help defend Earth now, but that was interesting for sure. I do like the look of him. He just looks, that he looks like the part where the CGI budget just kind of really ran out, I guess. But and then the whole nightmare sequence at the end is just, oh my god, so good. First of all, we see Cyborg even get some visions of that nightmare sequence where, Wonder Woman's dead. She's got like the coins in her eyes, like on a funeral pyre. And we learn that the whole thing about Lois being the key is, we see Superman holding like her charred like skeleton or whatnot, which I guess that's when he becomes a henchman of Darkseid, which we learn from the Joker, which let me just say Jared Leto, like, oh my god, he knocked out of the park, getting the pretty much redo Joker, which let's say him and the little things was pretty much just him playing the Joker just without the makeup. But we learned from him that pretty much Lois dying was Batman's fault, and so then he became an agent of Darkseid or whatnot, or something like that. But pretty much the Justice League at that point is Batman, Cyborg, Flash, which is in the outfit he was when he kind of gave Bruce, when he traveled back in time to tell Bruce that, Lois was the key, which, she still is really, but Mirror, which we learned that, Arthur died, and she's like, I'm gonna make him pay for that. And then, really interesting, because, before we get the end credit scene that we seen in the Justice League cut of the movie with, God, what's his name? Deathstroke. He's also part of the Justice League team in the, the apocalyptic future, which is very interesting, but and then we see Jared Leto's Joker, which appears that, they, the Justice League at that time kind of made like or at least Batman has kind of made like a deal with him for something, because they need him for something. But, he's, because Mirror's talking about, like, you can even experience death. And Joker's like, yeah, you're right. He's lost his mom, his dad. And Batman's like, be very careful what you say next. And then he talks about how, he killed Robin, which was like his adopted son, which I'm guessing is Jason Todd. Not quite sure. But so that is confirmed that Joker did kill Robin in that universe, which we kind of guessed from BVS. But like I said, the Joker's just awesome. I love him so much. But and then also his cackle, like, I haven't watched Suicide Squad, so I don't know how he laughed in that movie, or but I don't really care to watch that movie, honestly. But him cackling when Superman shows up, to kill Batman, I guess, is just very creepy and everything. But overall, though, Zack Snyder's, like I said, I skipped over a bunch, but, it's just a 4-hour movie, so I can't go over all, so I just went over the main points that kind of just popped up in my head. But overall, though, Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, I'm going to give this movie a, let's say, 8.5 out of 10, yes. I really enjoyed it. It's still not my favorite DC movie. I think Aquaman still is, and, some of the problems I have is, not really connecting with the rest, but, he even said it's not considered canon or whatnot. But, and also one thing I do have with the movie is the color correction. Like, yes, it's a lot better than the Justice League cut, but the movie's not very colorful at all, which I guess is kind of the point, because the IMAX presentation of the movie, like when you actually go see it in IMAX. I'm pretty sure it's going to be in black and white, which is interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I digress, but like I said, 8.5 out of 10. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about Zack Snyder's Justice League down below. What did you guys think about it? Did it live up to the hype, and do you think it was worth the wait? But check out my Twitter and Discord, link in the description. Like and subscribe for more. Check out some other videos, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.